What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Buildit video. This is the Contest of Mayors prep video for high-level players. Now, this video has been something I've been meaning to get done. Not next week, but the following week, whenever I get promoted into Mega, I'm doing a video, a full walkthrough of what the Contest of Mayors is like for high-level players. Why high-level players do not compete in the contest, why a lot of them don't, or why you shouldn't, or, you know, what to do if you are, how you can win, and what goes into it. So it's just basically going to be kind of like a warning to the low-level players, like, hey, this is what you have to look forward to when you level up. And it hopefully will help out some high-level players if they're kind of wondering, like, why they're not winning or what they can do differently or whatever. So this video here is going to be the preparation for a high-level players Contest of Mayors. This is not for low-level players. Okay, so the week before the Contest of Mayors in Mega, or not the week before, but the day before, what's going to happen is you're going to want to get everything set up to play the Contest of Mayors competitively. And what I mean by everything is this. All of the shops need to be prepped, okay? Every shop needs to have 10 items ready for pickup, all of a specific thing. Okay, so hopefully it's something that you think you might get a task for. So for instance, me, I would probably do something like melon or cream or even cheese or beef or something, you know, something that takes a while. The next thing I would probably do, let's see, smoothies or yogurt. I mean, yogurt and stuff, man. I mean, if you get a task for it, it's great because it's already done and it takes a super long time. But you don't normally get a task for yogurt or fire pits. When you do, usually it's for like, I don't know, 5 to 8 of them. It really sucks when you get it for like 12. But I would probably do something like the coffee or the rolls or something, okay? Drills, I don't normally get a lot of tasks for drills. I usually get it for like shovels or ladders or, well, no, I don't get ladders too much. Shovels or tape or something. But try to do something that takes a while just in case, okay? So the next thing is, there's quite a few things here. So you've got all of your, stuff prepped. Now, which one do you do in your factories? Well, here's the thing for you high-level players. You have all 60 slots. And if you don't have all 60 slots, you need to get all 60 slots. It's crucial. If you, maybe you're somebody who doesn't have the 5-slot factories, but you want to know why you only have 10 or 11 factories. You do not unlock the factories based on population. You unlock the type of factory based on population. So for instance, if you look here, you need 80,000 pop to get this high-tech factory. And then you need 150,000 to get this factory. The only difference between the two is this one does not have a pollution square and this one does. Now, when you hit level 58, you get the 12th factory. So if you are not level 58, you will only have 11 factories. So that sucks for you because that means you can only do 55 items. So if you have a task for, let's say, 57, it sucks. That is why I tell people if you're past a certain point, you might as well just level up, right? Okay, so here's the thing. Electrical can be worth 3,000 points. But I almost never get that task, not for 3,000 points. Normally it's for like 2,600 or something, or 2,800. And it's rare that I even get that task. So I would probably prep feed or glass instead of electrical. But if you're somebody who gets that task a lot, then go ahead and go for that, okay? Okay, so the next thing is anything that you can prep that can follow the production guide that you actually get, you know, tasks for, then absolutely do it. Okay. Hang on here. The next thing is, okay, sorry guys. The next thing is you have to be able to do any task that comes across your plate, okay? Super important. You need to have, I try to have right around 50 of each VU. Keep anything in your pass uncollected. So if you have tokens here, leave them uncollected. That way you can still collect the ones off the top of your buildings. Leave neo-simoleons uncollected. So if you get that task, you can go ahead and do it. Make sure that you have your neo bank 75% full or more. That way you get those bubbles to pop up so that you can sell the items if you have that task pop up. For instance, always have all of these ready for pickup. So what you need to do is you need to take, oh wait, no, I think they took that task out, didn't they? They took out the canisters task. So you don't need to do that anymore, but you do need to have the ability to earn neo-simoleons. So if you're somebody who does not have the Omega coins on top of the buildings, if you don't have Omega, then what you'll need to do is you'll need to have your Neo Bank 75% full or more so that those bubbles pop up so you can sell those items. Otherwise, you're going to have to depend on your pass there. And in that case, you're kind of screwed because there's only so many levels of the pass that have it, right? Okay, so the next thing here is leaving money uncollected in your depot is okay, but here's the thing. When you play CoM competitively as a high-level player, you almost never do this task. So if you're doing this task, you're making a huge mistake, okay? All right, next thing here is, let me get this posted. Save any tokens. Like if you're somebody who does not have a lot of tokens, go ahead and save those because you're going to need them. You can utilize our Contest to Mayor's production guide where we go through and we explain like what's the best stuff to make, and we have a token guide that'll show you how many of each item you can make on the tokens. Now, here's the next thing, okay? And that is you have to be prepared for anything. So if you need to do an epic, then you need to be able to do that epic right there on the spot, meaning you need to be prepped for an epic project. You need to have all of your pointers ready to go. You need to have an epic project ready. So this right here has to be here. So if you don't have a fully upgraded regular residential home, then I advise that you have around 3 fully upgraded regular residential homes before any week of the con. So what happens is, based on the time that you finish your epic project, you have a 12-hour cooldown. Then you're able to do another one. But if you're a high-level player and you have regional maps unlocked, you can do them back to back. So let's say that I had an epic project task for, let's say, 60 epic points. And I did it. And then I let the timer sit for a little while just to make sure I didn't get another one. And it really doesn't matter because I can do it on a regional map if I had to. But you also don't want to go broke and use up all of your inventory doing epic projects if you don't have to. So I waited a little bit. I didn't get another one, so I went ahead and I finished it. A day and a half later, I get another one. I can do that on any map. You can do them back to back. Let's say you finish one on your capital and you get another epic project. You can go ahead and click here and go to whichever one has the flying hat. It'll tell you like, hey, you got an epic project here in the Frosty map. So make sure that you have fully upgraded regular residential homes. That goes for regional maps as well. You cannot do epics on regionals if it's not a regular home. All right. Next thing here, hang on. Okay, next thing here. So, regional tasks. Let me go here. I'm going to show you guys something. So, there's a couple of tasks here that are a total pain in the butt. One of them is regional currency. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can earn regional currency to do these tasks. They all suck. I'm going to just be honest with you. They all suck. So one of the ways is to have a stock of and sell them to the little bubbles that pop up. Okay. Now this one, it's similar like this. So they would want 11 of these robes here, and they would give me 854 regional currency. Now, this really sucks in terms of if you're doing epic projects, if you're upgrading regionals, if you're trying to unlock that last regional map and you've been doing a lot of upgrades, because you're selling off all of your really good items. But if you're not doing that stuff, do not ever sell your regional items for regular coin. Big mistake, okay? Save them for your regional currency. The regional currency, it can be utilized in a good way towards your game. If you don't know how, check out my next video. Okay, so doing this task. This is one way to get the currency that you need. Now, normally the task is for right around 1,700 to about 2,300 coins needed. So this is only a portion of what you need. So you need to have a stock of regional items to sell. And then you have another thing that you can do, and that is the regional shipments. Now, here's part of the problem with this. There's two types of tasks. There's do shipments, okay, for regional shipments. And usually these require that you do like 5 to 8 of them. So it'll say complete 5 rows of shipments in regional HQ. Now that can go for any regional. But if you only have one regional unlocked, you're going to have to pay cash, right? So here's the thing with these regionals. These shipment buildings here, they have a timer on them. From the moment that you click them, they start a timer. So let's say that it's been a couple of days. I haven't even come over to this map. This is ready, meaning the moment I click it, it's going to say start shipment. That timer is going to begin the moment that I click it. As long as I don't click it, I'm fine. Now, once I've clicked it, now I've got to wait for the full timer to be done before the new stuff comes in, right? So I don't remember the last time I clicked it, but okay, see how the timer just now started? It says 24 hours. Now it's down to 23 hours. It just now begun. So if it's the day before the contest, do not click on any of these. A lot of people make that mistake. They click on them days before the contest to see what the timers are. You just started the timer, okay? The timer doesn't start until you click it. Now you have to wait the full 24 hours, okay? So what you'll do is you'll hit start shipment, and this is what you'll see. So here's the thing. You have two types of tasks. You have earn a specific type of coin, and then you have complete rows, right? So if you have a task in your list that says, let's say, earn limestone currency, and then you also have one for completing a certain amount of regional rows. If you only have 1 or 2 maps, you want to utilize which task you're going to do first. Otherwise, you're going to end up paying either cash for the piggy bank or cash for the new shipments. These regional HQs can ask for storage, airport, dozer, VU. They could ask for anything, okay? They're a super big pain in the butt. If you want to skip the row, it's going to take 2 hours, or you're going to have to pay. It sucks. These are one of the worst tasks ever, okay? So, as you can see here, if we did all 3 of these, we would get all these coins here, and then we would get the reward for completing the row. Then it goes on to the next row. Now, if I do this one, and I don't want to do these 2, I click New Shipment, and now I have to wait 2 hours before the next row comes in. Or I have to pay $10 to reset everything. Okay? I've completed 1 row. Let's say that I had completed 3 rows. Then I would unlock the first piggy bank. Now, this is separate. You have to pay for this separate. So if you do 9 rows, you can pay for all 3 piggy banks. All separately, though. Okay? So you get the first one, the second one, the third one. Now, the offer is valid for 3 days. So if you, let's say you completed 9 rows, and then 2 days goes by, you get a assignment for coins. You can come over here and you can purchase this, and it will work towards that assignment. Now, that's a joke, but I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people do it. I'm not kidding you. A lot of high-level players that lose the contest every week do this. And they pay for this. I don't know why. But they do. Now, the next thing, and I don't know why anybody would do this. I've seen this on Reddit and some Facebook groups. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. But what people will do is they'll take their money that they've spent, all of the piggy banks they've purchased and all their regional currency, and they'll buy regional trees. And then they'll bulldoze those trees and get half their money back to finish the assignment. That is the stupidest thing you can do. Okay? Don't do that. That's dumb. Now, what you can do, what you can utilize your regional currency towards is hotspots. Now, these hotspots, every regional map has hotspots, and in each category. So, like, let's say you go to transportation. Each one of these is designed specifically for one of the specific regions. So, like, this one came from the Cactus Canyon. Now, you can place it on any regional map, but when you place it, what happens is you place it out, and then it has this, and you can upgrade it, and it can be level 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Now, if you click this, it'll tell you what you get when you upgrade it. Now, you're going to use your regional currency to upgrade these, and they can be as high as 80% pop boost when they're at a maximum upgrade. See how it says 15 to 80? And 1 to 5 epic points. That is awesome. So if you can get these to a maximum upgrade, that's 5 epic points per hotspot. And you can have as many of these as you want, as many of these as you want to purchase. Okay? So that's what you should be putting your regional currency towards. Trees and regional hotspots. So if you're somebody who cares about design, like me, I bought a lot of trees. Okay? That's where all of my regional currency goes. I always advise that before the contest that people have their regional items made here, preferably 2 or 3, meaning medium or large. Either make all of the medium or all of the large, probably the large since they take the longest. Have 11 of these ready for pickup just in case you get a task for it. Do it for every regional map. Make sure you don't click any of your shipments, like I said, and have them ready for if you get an assignment. Also, airport items. Okay, here's the thing with the airport. So you're going to go back to your capital map. Go to your airport and look at the times in which your flights come in. If your flight doesn't come in for, let's say, 12 hours and the contest starts in 2 hours, it would probably be, or no, that's not what I'm trying to say. So, like, let's say that the contest starts in 12 hours or 2 hours or whatever the case is. And it says plane departs in 40 minutes. Well, you know you're not going to be doing this in the next 40 minutes, so you might as well get that timer going now and just hit new shipment. And that way it comes in quicker, right? Try to time these for when you might actually be doing them, okay? The next thing, you're going to end up paying for flights. So let's say that let's say I packed this box with the TVs. I'm forced to wait the 38 minutes or however long is left. You cannot request new shipment after you pack the boxes. So ye be warned of that. That can be a major setback if you can't find the particular item. So again, I'm not going to be doing this within the next 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and hit new shipment and get that timer going. You are going to have to pay cash for your flights, so you are going to need to have cash on hand. That is absolutely essential, but you probably know this by now if you've been playing competitively. The next thing is having keys to do your war upgrades. Okay, so you need to make sure that the moment that you get a war upgrade, a 3K war task, that you can do it. And that goes for any war task. You need to make sure that you can launch attacks. So, like, let's say that you got a legendary attack or a rare attack for an assignment. You need to be able to do that immediately. You don't want to have to complete war deliveries or buy war items in order to do it. So what you should do is you should go to your war map here, look at your war cards, and hold the least amount of war items necessary to complete whatever tasks it is that you're going to be doing. For instance, when I play CoM competitively, I usually hold on to at least enough to launch Not in Kansas 3 times. And then whatever the cheapest amount is for the comic hand or whatever the case may be. And then for the rare attack, I'll hold the least amount of war items needed to launch this 3 times. So that if I get that task, I can get it done immediately. Okay? The most that you're going to see it come in for is 3. So make sure that you can do it at least 3 times. Now, if you do Not in Kansas for your legendary, you can hit 3 times within 1 energy bar because it only costs 4 energy. This allows you to complete the assignment all at once. You don't have to wait for energy regeneration or anything like that. Okay, now, the next thing, like I said, is having those keys available and those cards available so that if you get that war upgrade task, you can do it. So don't upgrade your war cards for any other reason than the contest, unless you're an avid war player. That's a whole different thing. Okay, now, war deliveries. Don't just do war deliveries just because you have the items. Save them, okay? So like right now, I could do this war delivery, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait and see if I get a task for it. All right. The next thing here. What else? What else? You're not really going to be doing any of the money tasks. Otherwise, you could leave taxes uncollected. That's what a lot of people will do. You're going to keep your shops always running. So what you can do here is you can click, if you're a high level player and you have, let's say, the fast food shop is usually something that's very difficult to keep running full time. So what a lot of people will do is they'll use this as their starting point. They'll click this and then they'll click the arrows like so. And that way they can always have 10 items ready for pickup and 1 making. This allows you to cycle through the shops and place items down, right? Don't burn through any tokens that you don't absolutely have to. I have a ton of epic projects, so I can actually utilize my tokens pretty well. The next thing is airport upgrades. Okay, so what I usually do is I try to have 3 of each airport item available so that if I get airport upgrade assignments, I can do them right away. Keep that in mind because you're going to need those. You don't want to have that situation arise and not be able to do it. Now, what you can do, like let's say that you have a London already placed and a Paris placed and an Omega placed, and you haven't done anything on those and you don't have the items. You can go to your regional map, see if you have any construction zones to place there, place 1 down, and that'll ask for 1 airport item instead of multiples. So if you do the first upgrade on like an Omega home, it's only going to ask for 1 Omega item versus if you're doing like the 3rd or 4th upgrade, it's going to start asking for a lot more. You don't have to do that. You can also cycle through the item requirements. So if it's asking for stuff that you don't have, you can hit refresh, or you can cycle it to a different house if you've already done an upgrade on it, which you should do rather than just wasting items. If something's asking for like 4 yoga mats, 3 tires, 2 motors, don't do that. Just recycle it. It's not worth it. Okay, so that pretty much sums up prepping for the contest. Aside from items, you need to make sure that you have a well-rounded inventory so that you can do things like VU repair, VU launch. If you do have any land unlocks left on, let's say, your regionals or whatever, you may still get tasks for that. Same with mountain or beach. Just try to have the items at least available to you or easy to obtain. Yeah, and just try to have nails, planks, tapes, hammers, things like that in case you end up doing VU repair. And save your repairs if you need to, you know. So for instance, if I was to launch and I was to have, let's say, repair, if I knew I had something that had to have 5 keys, I would probably do this one because it's a cheaper cost and I can launch it twice. Now, it kind of depends though. It really depends because you might be better off going with something like this or this. depending on the cost of the items. For instance, this one is asking for 9 VU items where this one asks for 4, right? So this one has a harder repair cost, meaning it's going to ask for more difficult items that cost more and are harder to obtain. And this one's going to ask for medium, which is basically the same as easy, honestly. There's really little difference. Okay. The next thing, if you are out of VU, one of the things that you can do is obviously you can buy the ones from your Maxis if you have them. But here's the thing. If you come to this Neo Mall, be very careful buying from here. It's a huge ripoff, for one. I would probably spend your Neo Simoleons towards services before spending anything here. Or even Omega Roads to make your city look nice. But what you can do is, if you're missing the VU items, you can hit this and then, like, let's say I was out of batteries. If I clicked this, it would prompt me with a message that says pay X amount of cash. It's 20 cash per missing VU item. So if you're missing 2, it's going to cost 40. If you're missing 3, it's going to cost 60. What people will do is they'll come over here and they'll pay the remaining amount of coins that are needed to buy the VU. So they end up spending 200 or 300 cash because they're paying for the missing currency rather than for the item itself. And it ends up costing them a fortune. Do not do that. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and get this posted, and hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit. And other than that, keep an eye out for my second tips and tricks video, which is probably coming out later today. If I can get the damn video to shut off.